I'm Matthew Milne, and I'm here to introduce you to the Keep Hamilton Clean and Green program that's focused on helping smokers put their cigarette waste in the right place. And surprisingly, it may have its biggest impact here.
Cigarette litter in Hamilton is a concern for everyone. We've got some complaints at the city from our businesses, from residents, from a lot of folks. We do have a concern about cigarette litter. A recent cigarette litter audit that was done in the downtown core, in just a 1-block radius around King and James, resulted in 2,400 cigarette litter butts being identified.
A pack-a-day smoker will go through more than 7,000 cigarettes in a year. A recent littering study by Keep America Beautiful showed that about 38% of cigarettes end up as litter. So for places where smokers gather, it's important for them to butt out appropriately.
We want to make sure that smokers are disposing of their cigarette butts appropriately, so they're putting their cigarette waste in the right place.
If you flick your cigarette butt onto the sidewalk or onto the road, that butt could very well end up in one of our waterways and eventually into the harbor and Lake Ontario. Why? Because most of Hamilton's storm sewers empty into creeks, stormwater ponds, or directly into the bay and lake. The cigarette butt can be harmful to fish, birds, and animals, and plant life living in those waters or along the shores.
The other concern that smokers should have about inappropriately disposing of cigarette butts is that there are bylaws and laws that protect the environment from this kind of litter. In Hamilton, if you flick your cigarette butt on the ground, that can elicit at least a $100 fine. If you flick your butt out of your car window, for instance, that's under the Highway Traffic Act, that's upwards of $500 fine. So you want to avoid that kind of a fine, certainly, and just dispose of your cigarette butt appropriately. We know that many businesses are concerned about the amount of cigarette litter that are in front of their businesses because it can deter business for retail operations as well. So it doesn't only look unsightly, it's a problem for the environment, but it's also an economical problem as well. The city spends $800,000 a year on litter maintenance. So that's sweeping up, it's the street sweepers, manual litter pickup, and those sorts of things. If we can reduce the amount of cigarette litter, which is a huge piece of the litter problem in our downtown, then we can reduce those costs and invest that funds into something that really is a lot more useful for the taxpayer.
Keep Hamilton Clean and Green recognizes that most smokers are conscientious and want to do the right thing. If you're a smoker, look for these butt stops in business areas or find an ashtray to put your cigarette waste in the right place. It's just another way you can help keep your neighborhood clean and green.